Well, Nick, welcome to the Nick and Jeff show. I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick.
You're Nick. And then Nick, this week we have just seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think it's called. And
Yeah, that's the one.
Nick, I don't think this is something that Marvel fans are going to care about what the review is, or anyone really that's interested. They're just going to go see the movie. They don't need an opinion. So I'm going to tell you my spoiler-free impressions in like 30 seconds. You
Oh,
ready?
we're not doing like the. Don't forget to subscribe and do all that stuff and leave comments. And
Nah, no one cares about that. Nah,
Okay.
we can do that. We do that at the end when people come.
Okay, alrighty.
Nick, so my spoiler-free review is the costumes are phenomenal and I wish I could wear them. And the music is not like any other Marvel movie I've really seen. That's it. You'll go see it. It's great.
I like the costumes
What's your spoiler-free impressions?
I mean, don't we normally do like a little bit of a longer spoiler-free impression?
No, well, I don't think we need to. People are going to see it.
Yeah, no, but like people want
You want to get straight into those spoilerific discussions.
Of course,
right?
but people still want their opinions validated and all sorts of stuff. But this movie is phenomenal. It was not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting trash. I went in knowing very little. It wasn't like Spider-Man where I watched every trailer possible, like every piece of like every little 2-second extra bit of footage that came out. I was like, oh, I gotta watch it. I just was like, oh yeah, cool. Doctor Strange is coming out. That looks cool. Looks like some cool stuff is going on.
Don't watch any trailers. Movies are better without trailers. I've watched some of the more recent trailers that, like, now that I've seen the movie, and the recent trailers spoil stuff.
They do, but without seeing the movie, like you don't really know. I mean, I guess the only thing that would spoil it is me looking and going, oh, that doesn't happen till like right at the end. But this movie was just so good. It went in a direction that I was not expecting for the franchise, and like the choices that characters make and the direction that it goes was very very different. It's very dark, very not
Dark
like
colored or dark.
No, as in like dark themed, not dark in general, not like Batman dark, but especially being directed by Sam Raimi, who's done. I mean, obviously he did the Spider-Man trilogy, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy.
Do you know the backstory of this movie, Nick?
The backstory.
So they originally pitched a full-on horror movie, right? And then something happened, and they got Sam Raimi in, and it's still still has little bits of horror in the movie, I feel.
Yeah,
and then obviously it's still Marvel-y, but it's not like Iron Man lighthearted Marvel-y.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
But
there's
Nick,
a
you know,
little bit of horror elements. to it.
I just don't. I don't feel like I can. I don't feel like I can talk any further without just like going to spoiler town. Like,
Alright,
do
okay.
you need
Really
to give this a review
like
out of
pick
5? Do
1
you need?
minute. All right.
Yeah, I really think it. Like, do I need to give this a review out of 5 stars? Like, it's like a really good Marvel movie. You're gonna go see it. If you're watching this, you've probably already seen it. You will see it. I don't think if you say it's 3 stars, it's gonna mean anything.
I'd still give it a. I'd still give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. That's like people are going to go see it, but it's still cool to, before people see it, people might want to watch a spoiler-free review just to see what we thought.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
That's it. That's all. That's all you're gonna get out of me today. I think. Go see it.
Okay.
Go see it. You will. You're a Marvel fan. If you're a Marvel fan, you're listening. You're gonna go see it. I want this discussion to be like that best friend that you're going to the movies by yourself with, and you can talk to someone about how it was and what you thought of all the crazy things that happened.
Okay. All right.
So
well, let's do that.
I'm ready. I'm ready to talk crazy spoilers.
Okay.
You ready?
All right.
I know you're
Let's get into
disappointed.
it
I'm so sorry.
I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought it was going to be we'd talk a little bit more spoiler free about some things, but that's 5 minutes in. We're getting straight into everything.
You told me you wanted to be on it. I'm on it.
I just wanted to skip all the comments and reading last week's stuff. I just wanted to get in and talk about it now, but that's cool. Do you have a topic list of things of how you want to progress through, or you just want to go step by step from start to finish?
No, I think we should just spoil. I just want to spoil it, Nick.
Okay, you spoil. Go for it.
All right, your spoiler warning. I actually think this movie doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just it's like it's a standalone movie. Like it doesn't really continue any sort of story like going forward. I think it's just like a fun romp through the crazy multiverse. Actually, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. The biggest spoiler, Nick, the biggest spoiler I can think of is Wanda is the villain.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I had no idea that Wanda, that the Scarlet Witch was the villain of this story. What was that stupid Batman saying? Like, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
And she is now a villain. I was not expecting that. When Doctor Strange goes to see her in the little apple orchard and he's talking to her, and you see that bit in the trailer.
I thought it was New Zealand. I thought, New Zealand.
Right. That's weird. But yeah,
where did you think she was?
Expecting that. I had no idea. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about geographically where in the world she was. I was just, but I was very surprised when she gave up. She's like, "Oh, you didn't tell me her name." And then she waves it all away, and she's just in like this desolated abyss just like
the dark hole or whatever it was.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, she's the bad guy. But I really thought, oh, she'll be the bad guy for the first 30 minutes. That'll lead on to the real bad guy or whatever bad thing. But no, she's the bad person the entire way.
Yeah, and she was really terrifying too. Like she goes after them so hardcore. Like, and she sets herself as the villain very, very quickly, I think, because it starts off and Strange goes to see her and like, oh, yeah, still Wonder, and then reveals she goes to, was it Taj Mahal, whatever the hell it is,
yeah.
and just slaughters all of them.
I wrote down in my notes, she decimated a good guy. So he got obliterated, like it was a nobody. But like, yeah. She wasn't playing nice.
Everyone, no, and she was just. It was crazy how she's so powerful, so powerful.
But Nick, is she dead?
I think
she got crushed by a building pretty hardcore.
I think in the universe that we saw, you don't actually see her die, but I'd say it might be her dead. But do you think she's dead?
Nah. I mean, it's just like Marvel. Everything resets itself, right?
Mm.
If they want to bring her back in any way, they can. Know what they did reset? All that character building from WandaVision. Yes, you're right. I feel like, she became a family. She grieved about her loss, and now she's like, I'm just gonna fuck shit up for fun because I want my kids. Don't care if I'm killing their real mother. Yeah, but she even when she travels to the other, what is it? Dream walks into the other universe. Yeah, and just starts slaughtering people there, like in this other Wanda's bodies. Like she's covered in blood. How cool was that? I don't know if you want to jump to that bit straight away. Actually, should we jump to the Illuminati, the Illuminati part?
The Illuminati.
Is there anything else in we've talked about the start of the movie? Should we go in any sort of order? Or you don't want to jump around, Nick? I don't mind.
Did we talk about the start of the movie? I didn't really understand what was happening with the opening scene of she's with another Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what was happening. I'm like, so did Wanda in that universe set the monster onto America?
I think she created that monster, or she same thing with the tentacle monster. She sent it after. Yeah, because I was a bit confused. I thought maybe it was the same tentacle monster, and then I realized it wasn't. No, it was a different one. Yeah, which I thought that whole opening scene. How cool was that? Where Strange is just at the wedding.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So past the action opening, the next part of the scene. Yeah, Doctor Strange at the wedding, and I wrote down my notes. What kind of person would invite their ex to the wedding? What was her name? Christine, yeah. She goes out of her mind. And then there's a whole the squid attack, and I'm just like, the New Yorkers like, oh yeah, giant squid monsters attacking the city. Whatevs. Doesn't matter. No biggie.
I really liked the way that scene was filmed. Not just like the special effects and like Strange flying around and doing all his magic and stuff, but it was very reminiscent of like the old, like, I don't know, black and white monster movies where like they'd have puppets and stuff, and, like close-ups to make them look big. Sort of like how they do with Power Rangers to make this monster just traverse through the city, and the music that they used. I was like, they're going for something here, and I thought it was really funny and just really cool.
So yeah, that was a really cool scene. And then we sort of jumped around to when Doctor Strange wanted to go to talk to Wanda about the multiverse and all that sort of stuff. And then she went to attack the Taj Mahal. Yeah, not going to say that one right. But then, American Doctor Strange, they multiverse jump. And then, like, it was all these different multiverses. And all I could think of is, I want to slow this down and, like, replay it. Like, how many Easter eggs are in these jumps? Like, did you think it was really cool?
I thought it was great. And I loved it. The intelligence of messing with the multiverse, where he's like, was there a multiverse where we were literally paint? And she's like, yeah, you don't want to get caught in that one. Like, it's one of the things I love about Rick and Morty. There's infinite multiverses. So there's a version of, I don't know, there's a parallel universe out there where Nick is Jeff and Jeff is Nick. And like we're opposite, but like I'm the one with your background, you're the one with my background. But it's everything's all topsy-turvy. Like red means go, green means stop. And I loved that concept was sort of brought into it. And something that I've been saying this since I was like 12, 13. I love the fact that they said that when you dream, you're actually experiencing another version of yourself's reality.
That was so cool. I really liked that. And I felt like it tied the whole movie together as well.
It really did. And just like the amount of dreams that I've had where I've woken up or I've been like in the middle of trying to save somebody or trying to, and wake up and like, oh, I got to get back. And so I try and fall back asleep. And yeah, I loved that they brought my dream to life of the dream walking in other dreams. I always thought that concept was really, really cool. And so they've brought into this, and it's great.
Nick, once they landed into the New York 818 or whatever they decided to call it, there was a few little scene of America and Doctor Strange walking the streets. And I felt like there's a really big Easter egg for us with the hot dog or the pizza ball guy.
Oh, yes.
Do you
know
his name?
I'm assuming you've Googled it. Did you Google it?
Yeah, it's Bruce Campbell. I think.
Him, yeah. It is Bruce Campbell.
And I'm like, oh, isn't that nice? That's just there for all fans, I think.
The narrator from the Spider-Man games on the GameCube and PS2 back in the day.
And he's in like nearly all the Spider-Man movies, actually. All the original Sam Raimi ones.
He's the doorman in Spider-Man 2. What's I think I can't remember what he's in the other ones, but yeah, he's real funny. It's so good. But I love the fact that they got him in there, and then he's like the post-credit scene as well. The post-credit scene is a waste of time, and I even think the mid-credit scene was a little bit.
Yeah, there's not enough backstory there.
Yeah, it was just like
normally we would open on like what the post-credit scene means for the MCU, and I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever, Yeah,
it was
teaser for something 6 years away.
I just got a notification saying
the
meeting will end in 10 minutes. That's weird.
That's
all right. I can start another meeting. That's all right, and I'll edit it in. That's fine. But yeah, it's fine. The magic of editing. We'll beat you, Zoom. It's fine.
What were we talking about? The end credit scene. Yeah, that was a bit of nothing.
I feel like for it's kind of like it wasn't even really worth talking about. Like, remember I think it was Spider-Man Homecoming at the end where Captain America comes on screen and he's like, well, so you've reached the end, and sometimes you're disappointed that you waited so long for something that is so disappointing. And like, that was at least funny, whereas this was like, just again going back to Bruce Campbell punching himself. It's like, okay, well, it's funny, but it's also just like, wasn't anything.
Like, at least I think in Spider-Man you got a trailer for Doctor Strange to sort of hype you up, so I'm surprised they didn't really try to tie in Thor Love and Thunder in any way. But I don't know anything about the purple chick that appeared at the end. And obviously there's another Doctor Strange, dream walking to him. And he had the third eye.
that was our Doctor Strange, wasn't it?
Oh,
I thought
no,
that wasn't that
I presume someone was taking over his body, like he did to other people.
No, I'm pretty
You
sure.
sure?
Wasn't that? Oh, I thought that was because
he kneeled down in like pain, like someone was overtaking him, and then he got the third eye, like someone else was taking over.
Well,
his body. That's what I thought.
I don't know. I don't know. He took out the other Doctor Strange, so I thought that him kneeling in the street screaming and the eye appearing was because he messed with the book.
Nah. Oh well, I guess tell us. Let us know what you thought. Like I really thought it was because someone else was dream walking. Is that the right word? Dream walking? Is that what they called it in the movie?
Oh, okay.
Into him, and then the purple chick appeared, and then when she slashed like the fabrics of reality, right? It looked like the purpleness from the Dormammu from the first movie.
Ah, right. You reckon? Okay.
I mean, that's what it looked like when you sort of peered in, but then it just ended.
I don't know, you could be right. I remember talking to Dahlia and James about Batman. Remember how I thought it was Two-Face at the end of the movie? You were right. It was Joker.
Yeah,
it was Joker. Yeah. So I don't know, I could be wrong, but I thought that was the eye appearing was because he used the book. So I don't know, but you could be right. You could be right.
Yeah.
It's another dream version of him that's jumped into.
Yes,
him.
Nick. Sorry, we're getting all over the shop, aren't we? But
that's fine.
Go back to New York, right? And then they go to look for the Doctor Strange, and then they find Mordos.
Yep.
The cool black guy. Sorry.
the bad guy. Well, sort of not a bad guy. He was the mate from the first movie.
Yeah, and then what was this? I think what I sort of found disappointing, right? In the first movie, he was like, I'm gonna kill all those sorcerers because we can't have any more sorcery and blah blah blah. Bad stuff. And then so this, he gets his arc in this movie, but it's a different reality. So Mordos in the normal reality, what's the right word? Is reality the right word?
In the main reality,
normal universe, like he doesn't get his revenge or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's
really.
Strange sort of mentions he's like, oh yeah, he was my enemy in my universe, and he's tried to kill me a bunch of times, and it's like when? Because at the end of the first movie, old mates had to get him,
but they never interact after that.
But there's never any closure in that
movie.
Yeah, there's never really any closure in that story, and it didn't happen in the What If series, did it? I don't think.
No, I don't think so, and I'm glad I watched the What If series because that sort of really helped me with Doctor Strange absorbing all the stuff. But I just really liked the close-up of Mordo's outfit. And I'm like, damn, look at all those fabric and layers. I'm like, he could be the next Link. Legend of Zelda Link. Like I wish Link had that kind of outfit. Like I thought it was really good. And I just imagine being the tailor or costume designer. I'm like, all these fabrics and cloaks and capes. I'm like, damn, these are fabulous.
I love that you did I'm going to do a 30-second review. The music's great and the costumes are amazing. And it's just like, you really love those costumes.
I really did.
Of all the things to love about the movie, music and costumes at the bottom of my list.
I think what I appreciated, I presume, right, I don't know for sure, they didn't look like they're computer generated, right? Like Spider-Man's outfit is computer generated 99% of the time now.
Yep, the Iron Spider one,
So like, these are actual real fabrics, and I don't know. I appreciated that.
I think just the Iron Spider suit is the one that's digital, but I digress.
You go watch some Marvel documentaries, and you'll find that nearly everything is digital.
I know that a lot of the way I know the way they do with a lot of the masks and stuff, like with like with Toby and Andrew when they, all right guys, Spider-Man, let's let's work together and split up, and they all do this to put the masks on, and in like the behind the scenes stuff, they're literally just going and the masks are put on digitally.
It's all fake.
But
so Nick, moving on, let me know if I'm going the wrong track, but then Doctor Strange is in his cage or whatever, in his handcuffs, and then we get to like the full spoilers, the Illuminati. Were you surprised?
Well, in the trailer, which again you said not to, but it's so hard. I feel like with these big movies, it's really hard to avoid that type of thing. I think because people will then approach me and be like, "Oh, Nick, did you hear this happen and this happened?" Like, "Oh, such and such is it." So I just watched them now, but like I knew that Professor X, Xavier, Patrick Stewart.
Well, you heard his voice. You heard his voice in one of the trailers, right? And then in the most recent trailers, they flat out tell you and show you him in his wheelchair, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. So anyway,
I think the two sort of bigger surprises. It's not going to make people as happy as Spider-Man, but Captain Carter, that was dope. That was cool to see her. Even more confronting to see her die. But
we'll get to the fight scene.
We'll get to that. And then also John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Absolutely confirmed. Seeing him pop up.
He is a dreamy, like, especially with that beard.
He's I think back to Jim from The Office, and he doesn't really suit him then, but his current look, sort of with A Quiet Place, with the beard and everything, he looks great.
That made him really happy. And then I had a packed out movie theater. A lot of people cheered for him, definitely.
Yeah, people. I think that was the only time people cheered in my cinema as well. Was, oh my god, John's great, woo! And a couple little claps and stuff here and there, which was cool. But I'm really excited to see what they do with him in the future. I don't know. What did you think? You would have been super excited as well, I imagine.
Oh yeah, I was really surprised by the Fantastic Four, and you sort of knew Patrick Stewart was going to be in it, but it was good to see him in the whole shebang. The other ones, like the guy that kills people with his voice, never heard of him before, and that's fine. Captain Marvel's black chick now, whatever, cool. Captain Carter, kick ass. She looked awesome.
That was cool, yeah.
And was there another person?
Her shield looked great. Screamer dude, Captain Carter, Captain Marvel, Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, and Mordo was on the council, I think.
Yeah, and Professor X. I think that was it.
Tell me about the fight scene, Nick.
That was cool. I don't know, trying to think of what my favorite fight is. There's a lot of fights throughout the movie. I guess, from start to finish, a lot of special effects. But that one was cool to see and watch. I still don't know how Captain America, or I guess Captain Carter, is able to hold her own against someone, like how she was the second last one standing when you've got
she had a little jetpack and everything.
Yeah. But it was very Matrix. Like, how is he supposed to kill me when he can't speak without a mouth? And he just very Matrix, mouth disappears, and then he goes to speak, and his head, it's very has a lot of Walking Dead, like, oh my god, it just has a lot of I think it has a lot of those in it, and then
she totally killed Mr. Fantastic, like, just, I don't know, did her magic tricks, and he's dead.
Yeah.
All the men just died instantly. I'm like, all right, it's girl fight time. Like,
she turned him into a bigger cheese stringer.
Very much. Yeah, that's a really good way to describe it.
And like his head popped at the end, and I was like, oh god, yeah. Then splits Captain Carter.
Shield. Yeah, the shield. Like, I know you don't see it, but I'm like, oh yeah, she got split in half. You don't need to show the camera. We know.
Yeah, no, she absolutely got split in half with her own shield. Oh my god.
How did Captain Marvel die? I can't remember.
I think once they were shooting each other.
Oh, she got crushed.
Yeah, they did.
She got crushed by a statue. What was the statue of? Was it of Wanda? Like, I couldn't quite tell.
No, I don't know what I did. I wasn't really paying attention. It was more just just like, oh, another statue. Maybe it was like one of the Illuminati. Wow. I don't know. But that was really, really cool.
Did Mordo die? I don't remember.
No. I think Strange just left him in a hole.
And that was it. That was the kind of the end of his multiverse arc.
Yeah. And then where do we go from there? Strange gets sent off to this wacky, weird universe with Christine.
I like how they somehow found a way to incorporate her. Even though I didn't care, it's fine. It's a continuation from the first movie, but it's not again.
Yep. Still found a way to incorporate all the characters from the first movie, which was very impressive, I think.
The ancient one.
But actually, you know what? I want to get into, because we're about to sort of come up to that. There's 3 things in the movie that I didn't really like that just sort of that just kind of pulled me out of the experience, I think. And yeah, the first one was the music fight, which was like I was like it was cool to watch and it was fun, but it was very much like, oh, this is weird.
I thought it was so cool, right? And then I just thought, we had the crazy fights with Wanda and all the Illuminati. I'm like, it's just so comic booky, right? And then this is just more crazy comic book stuff. Like, they can just do what, like, they're magicians. They can do whatever they want. And then, it is Sam Raimi. He just wanted his little dance number in it, right? And it was just like a musical note fight. Like, I really thought it was the musical note. You liked it? Fun. I loved it. Like, it was really fun and cool.
I think it was just, I don't know. It just seemed very out of place and weird for me. I was just watching. I was like, okay. Well, I mean, it was still cool to watch, but I was like, this is weird. Like, he has, this is Doctor Strange. He has crazy magical powers, and he chooses to use musical notes to turn them into little weird shurikens. Like, okay, whatever.
I thought it was awesome. Like, I thought it was cool just because it wasn't a meteorite in butterflies or whatever they did in the other one. Okay. I thought it was cool.
And like sorry, another part that really sort of pulled me out of it was the whole, like, oh, Doctor Strange, you're gonna have to kill me, and he's like, no, you just gotta believe in yourself. She's like, yeah, I just gotta believe in myself. And just the whole, very comic booky, very sort of like...
You had the power all along.
Yeah, the power was inside you all along, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah, I was talking to Troy about it on the way home, and he thought that was dumb. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, she could have solved the problem at the start if she just believed in herself.
I know, right?
Just because her lesbian mums, just because her lesbian mums died or didn't die, like. Anyway, I like that she had two mums. That was cool.
It was. I was like, oh, I feel like there's going to be people that are, that's going to be online being like, oh, that was so forced down people's throats. It's like, there will be.
Nah. No way. I felt like. I thought it was cool. Like, they didn't. I was waiting for the mums to kiss, right? To be like, oh no, we can't sell this in Saudi Arabia now or China or whatever. But they didn't even kiss. Like, they're just two mums, and they had two mums on Play School like 15 years ago.
Did they?
And it's a different multiverse. Anything could happen.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I thought maybe the mums might show up at the end, or
One thing I think before the piano fight, Nick. It was like the tunnel scene with the gates that would close, and they were being chased by Wanda in like her street clothes with all the blood on her face. And I'm like, this is Resident Evil chase sequence, horror sequence kind of thing. I just thought I thought that was kind of, that took me out of the movie actually, but I still enjoyed it.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, why couldn't Wanda just, she obliterated a whole, ancient town. She can't get through a blast door. Yeah. And then
I think at that point,
bunch of jump scares as well.
Yeah, a heap of jump scares, and Patrick Stewart's death. Yeah, like how
the next
Patrick Stewart, that was intense. Hey, like just coming up, like that was very Sam Raimi directed a movie called Drag Me to Hell, which was, another sort of, it's a horror movie, but it had a lot of jump scares in it as well. And there was a few sort of Drag Me to Hell moments in there, like when she crawls out of the mirror or the gong or whatever it was at the start in the fight when she takes on, and she's all like contorted, and that was creepy. Like Wanda in this movie is just it's just incredible. I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, when Patrick Stewart was in like the dream sequence with Everyday Wanda, and she was stuck in the rubble, and I thought, or is that something from WandaVision where her and the kid, when she was a kid, got blown up by the Tony Stark bomb that didn't go off or something. I don't know, but it didn't really pay off.
Yeah,
Patrick Stewart, like, he just died.
I wasn't sure if that was the Tony Stark rubble Wanda, or if it was the Wanda that was in that universe where she was she was trapped under the rubble, but I guess either way it didn't really matter. What else? I guess from there, like
So,
he possesses the
After the piano fight, the zombie strange.
Yeah, I knew the possession of his dead self was like, well, I knew the dead Doctor Strange was going to come back at some point. Just like the way they buried him and the way that was all sort of set up, I was like, it was too convenient at the start that there was another Doctor Strange and another body, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of saw that coming.
I didn't pick it up until he said, "Oh, who says it has to be a live Doctor Strange?" I thought that was really fun. And then there was all I thought it was just in the trailer you see the multiple hands from Doctor Strange, right? I didn't realize it was all these undead spirits because you're not allowed to possess dead spirits. Is that something you know about? Is that something from comic books or just a law of nature?
Like, even though you see it in the trailer, I think the average person is still going to be like, "Oh wow!" I
didn't know it was not zombies or undead spirits or whatever. Like, and they got attacked from both dimensions by them.
And that was the other part that sort of pulled me out of it, was where Rachel McAdams' character he was like, "Oh, when you got to keep me alive when I'm being attacked by the damned." And then she's like, "Oh, how do I keep Strange alive?" And she just finds some sort of cannon and adds a bit of fire to it and go back to hell. What? This is dumb.
Well, yeah, and then she just had like a candle and a torch.
I don't know what that was.
Blew them away. What was that?
I don't know. But that was the third thing that kind of pulled me out. Oh.
It was fun. And then, I talked about how I loved all the fabrics and costumes, right? What I did notice is I kind of expected that to be completely CG, right? The computer animated graphics. But you could see they actually put some scenes had his face as actual just prosthetics on his face. And it wasn't computer generated. It was actual makeup. And, you could see the depth of his eyes. So you could see there was like a layer of, prosthetics all over his face. But at times I'm like, oh, this is actually real. And it kind of looks shit.
Yeah, I thought that as well.
It looks fake too.
Yeah, when he came and he showed up to see the other Doctor Strange in the busted universe, when the eye appeared on his head, I was just like, oh, that doesn't look right. It just looked weird.
Yeah, and the fake eye was a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know, the chakra or something. Is that? I think that's what it is.
I don't know what it was, but like out of everything in the movie, there's so many special effects and there's so many. It's all done so well, and then to have like the eye it just looked weird. I thought I think that was the only part.
The eye looked weird, but I liked the prosthetic zombie face for some reason because it wasn't.
Yeah, I think I did
generated.
Too. Yeah, and that was kind of ridiculous as well, with like him possessing the body and still being himself and being all like kind of a little bit just jokey.
Did a bit of a wink,
which was like, oh, this is weird. But I don't know.
I enjoyed it though. Like,
oh yeah.
See it one bit. All the spirits became like a vampire wings or something, and it just blew whatever the other generic demons were. Like,
yeah,
do they even do anything? What was the point of them?
Stephen, you can you can control them. You can take over these souls of the damned.
You have the power. Don't forget.
Yeah, I was just like, what? Okay, all right.
And then I didn't understand. Who was the author of the Darkhold? I can't say the word. And it was already a shrine to Wanda. I didn't get that.
I think that was it might have been explained a little bit more in WandaVision, because they talk about, like, I think, what was the antagonist in
Agatha?
Either way, the evil witch in Agatha.
Yeah.
She talks about like the Scarlet Witch and the powers of the Scarlet Witch, and like a little bit of history about where she came from and all that sort of stuff. So I think maybe like it might have been the original Scarlet Witch or something.
I was trying to remember. Did Agatha have the Darkhold in her basement or something?
I think so. I
couldn't remember where it came from.
Yeah, gonna have to rewatch. Maybe rewatch.
That don't happen. That's
never gonna happen. Yeah. Did you have any other topics you want to touch on?
No, I think that's a bit of a tight spoiler cast, but I like the movie. Obviously, I like the costumes. I thought it was really fun. I felt like it was just a total comic book. We can do whatever the F we want, whenever we want. It's a multiverse. Disney owns everything. We can put whatever character we want at any time.
Yep.
And yeah, and then it ended, and then it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think you when you said at the start, you're like, oh, it didn't really do anything for the Marvel multiverse as a whole. I was a little bit wowed by that because I thought it made a big difference because it now like Wanda isn't just a bad guy. She's at least as far as
dead.
I mean, dead, potentially dead. I don't know, but yeah, she was like Wanda's completely gone. I don't know what that means for White Vision and where they take.
Yeah, I kind of thought White Vision might pop up, but it's just like the same. It's always you've enlightened me, right? Like, you know, Thor loses his eye, he has an eye patch, and then the next movie, oh, his eye's back, right? You know, he loses his hammer. Oh, the hammer's back. You know, Iron Man. I'm gonna throw away my Iron Man suit. Oh, I made Mark 7. Like,
yeah.
It all just reset.
Oh, Gamora's dead. Oh no, we'll travel back in time and get her.
Yeah, okay. Like it's just a comic book, right?
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I was still very much. Oh, actually, you know what just popped into my head? So, the dream walking. You know how you said it was a dream walking thing at the end that possessed Doctor Strange. Yeah. If Wanda destroyed the book,
all the dark homes.
Yeah, Strange says he's like, oh, she's destroyed them all in every universe.
Yeah.
So if
does someone need to already know the spell? Maybe like because you read the book. Oh, it's a comic book. We can do whatever we want, I guess.
I don't know. Well, that's like
but you're right. I don't know.
I don't because she did the dream walk a few times, right? Wanda did the dream walk a few times.
Yeah, she definitely did.
I don't know. You might be right. Maybe there's just another version out there that already knows the spell and did it to him anyway. But yeah.
And then what was the blue book, the non-Darkhold book? I can't even remember what Doctor Strange was after that to find out the spells, but then
and it didn't do anything. Like he finally gets the book and it just gets burned up straight away. And it's like, okay, whatever. But I didn't like the chick's name, America. Just it's like. Is that like a superhero name for her? It's surely she's not called America.
No, obviously that's her name. I reckon it's probably a more recent comic book. You know, like Miles Morales, he's only, I don't know, 10 years old. Like he's not like from the 1950s. Well, you know what I mean. Like it must be a more recent comic book thing. You would know much more about that than I would.
No, unless it's Spider-Man, I don't know.
But I guess her power is just like, oh yeah, time travel or, you know, multiverse jump when I feel like it, and I can punch good.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it was all about, but I don't know. Overall, I really, really liked the movie. I think because, not knowing really what it was about or what to expect or where the movie was going to go, I was entertained the whole way through pretty much.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's a really good movie. I think there's lots of discussion to have. I think we've got some pretty different opinions about it as well. So I feel like, it's certainly enjoyable. And it's, you know what? It's not disappointing in any way.
No.
I feel like my expectations are like, that was a really good, fun Marvel movie. It's not like Morbius.
No. Do you think people are getting... Do you think people are going to get over these Marvel movies? Because like sitting there watching the previews, the trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder, I'm really excited to see that. I think that looks cool as well.
I was just going to say, Moon Knight, right, is out, and I don't care. I haven't watched it. Should I watch it? Probably. But these big epic Marvel movies, they're great, and I'm not tired of them.
No, I'm super excited. I can't wait to see Thor as well, and I wasn't super excited for Doctor Strange. I feel like just because my level of hype for Spider-Man was through the roof that now my body's sort of mellowed out a bit. And I'm like, I can just go back to living life again. But
I thought you'd be excited Spider-Man got mentioned like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yes. I did think with all these
Not
multiverses...
Peter Parker.
No. I thought with all the different multiverses, like, maybe we'd see a Spider-Man in one of them, but just as, like, a cameo from, like, a random actor, like maybe Matt Damon or something like that, just jumps in wearing a Spider-Man suit or something.
That'd be cool.
Just something silly. But no, nothing like that. I'm still waiting for something to be set up for, like you said, for the bigger... Marvel Cinematic Universe as to what direction it's going, because after we've got 10 years of however many movies with the Thanos and the Infinity Saga,
Avenger style stuff,
yeah, and now since then it still feels like we're kind of dealing with the aftermath of that and haven't really come across. It doesn't really feel like it's leading anywhere yet, but I guess
the only thing it needs to lead to, Nick, is Shang-Chi 2. Nothing else matters.
Shang-Chi 2. Well, Black Panther 2, that'll be cool. Fantastic Four, that'll be cool.
Oh, well, Black Panther's dead. What are they going to do?
Yeah. That's it. I think...
well, that's it. That's our spoilerific discussion on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Last week, we had our little 1,000th subscriber special, but I think we'll talk about that. Talk about those other things next week, Nick, when we have a new topic to discuss. That's not a Marvel movie.
Okay. That's
so,
me.
I'm Jeff. You're Nick. You can find us on youtube.com/Nick&Jeff. You can find us on podcasts, and sometimes we upload our stuff to Facebook, but this one I think might be a bit too long for Facebook. So yeah, hopefully you find us on YouTube and give us a like and subscribe, because we like that, and that's cool. And leave a comment, because we always love comments and we read them. Except for this week.
All right, well, that's it. Oh.
Bye, Nick. Love you.
Bye.